and subscribe to the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, in this video, I got to go in. I got to talk about Mr. Canelo Alvarez. You know, he fighting Avni Yildirim, and he done came out with the public and he done said, Canelo really don't care about what the public feel about this fight. He said at the end of the day, they're gonna be upset if he was to go out there and fight a elite fighter, and I totally disagree with that. I think that if he was to go out there and fight a top caliber fighter, that nobody would disagree or be mad at Canelo. People have to understand this situation with Canelo Alvarez. All right. For one, Canelo Alvarez is younger than the majority of the fighters that are after him. He's younger than half of the fighters who are chasing him and trying to get him to fight them. That's bad. That's a bad look. When you got a bunch of guys who are older than you, who are on their way out, almost on their way out of boxing, and you ducking them. All right, let's remember that first. He's younger than majority of the boxers out there. Because remember, Canelo didn't go to the amateurs for real like that. Canelo turned pro when he was 15 years old. So he's younger than most of the fighters that are out there right now. Now, business. Let's go to this side of business that everybody like to talk about. That everybody loves to talk about when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. Business. We can understand that boxing is a business. I'm gonna try this regular air car. We understand that Canelo is, boxing is a business. They're out there to make money. But whatever happened to trying to be great? Going out there to make your legacy whole, to be remembered as a fighter. Yeah, Canelo will be remembered. He will go in the Hall of Fame. But there's a lot of situations on with Canelo's resume that people have to really talk about. I mean, one, this man ran from being undisputed. He could have fought Jermell Charlo. Not Jermell Charlo. He could have fought Demetrius Andrade at 154. When Demetrius Andrade, all he had was one more belt. No, 160. All he had to do was get one more belt. He ran from Demetrius Andrade, then go and be undisputed. But yet, people always want to compare and say that he, one of the best out there, and he's great. How are you great when you run from being undisputed? When you don't have nothing but one more title to get, and you move up and wait and leave. Then you go up to 168. You still haven't been You still haven't cemented your feet down yet to even go out there and fight nobody to be undisputed. You run up to Sergey Kovalev. Now, at the time, I do agree. People were saying that Sergey Kovalev was washed, this, that, and the other. But Kovalev had just beat Anthony Yard. This is a young fighter. You know what I'm saying? And to say this, and this is why I'm gonna say this, that fight was rigged between Kovalev because Kovalev was not washed up. He beat a Anthony Yard, who was at his weight class, a big, strong fighter, and Kovalev beat him. Now, what makes people think that a 168-pound Canelo Alvarez can move up and stop Sergey Kovalev when Anthony Yard, a bigger opponent, stronger opponent, younger opponent, couldn't do it? That fight was rigged. You take it how you want to take it. It don't matter. Another thing I got to go in on Canelo with. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing. I want to get some light on. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing every time we go in and we try to break down Canelo Alvarez. Major Key Boxing did this. No disrespect towards Major Key Boxing. He got on my channel. We was trying to, talk about Canelo. He got upset. He left. Every time it's time to go in on Canelo and what he do in boxing, the first names that are mentioned are black fighters. Every time. Every time we talk about boxing and we talk about Canelo Alvarez, his resume and what he doing wrong, the first thing that's brought up is Floyd Mayweather, and now they bring up Terrence Crawford. They have nothing to do with Canelo Alvarez's career. Please, keep it on Canelo. Every time somebody go in and bash Canelo, oh, Floyd did this. This is Canelo's career, not Floyd, okay? You can't compare Canelo to Floyd Mayweather because he lost to Canelo. Canelo lost to Mayweather. There is no comparison. There is no comparison in no form, no record breaking, no nothing, The only thing he is the highest paid fighter right now, so called. That's all he is. No comparison as far as fighting skills and what Mayweather's did. Stop doing that. Okay? Now, if you want to compare him and Terrence, which you shouldn't be doing, yeah, he has done more than Terrence. Well, not really. He just went up in weight classes. He ain't never been undisputed. And people go in and they say this, well, name one fighter on Terrence Crawford resume that's at least half of the fighters are. That don't matter. That doesn't matter. All them big names on Canelo resume, and he ain't undisputed. All them names that you say ain't about none on Terrence Crawford resume. He became undisputed. So it wasn't like he was out there fighting nobodies. I mean, in order for you to be undisputed, right, you have to go out there and get a title, right? Or you have to fight somebody with at least 2 titles, maybe 3 titles, right? Okay. Now he fighting Yildirim. Yildirim is the same guy that went out there and got his ass whooped by Chris Eubank Jr. years ago. Chris Eubank Jr. knocked his ass out. Okay, so we ain't seen nothing from Yildirim at all. He lost to Anthony Durrell too, the technical brother. I call them the technical lost brothers, the Durrell brothers. No disrespect to them, they risk their life, but every time I see them dudes go out there and fight, they either winning off a technical situation, a headbutt or something going on. It's like they literally go out their way to try to win through the technical, what I'm saying, situation. Now, also, we got to remember this. Yildirim is 21-2 with 12 KOs, which means Canelo finna go out there and fight a feather-fisted ass super middleweight. Yeah, he finna go fight a feather-fisted ass super middleweight that nobody know about for real. And Canelo is out there saying basically, fuck the fans. They gonna say something about who I fight anyway. Yeah, we gonna say something about who you fighting anyway. It ain't just the fans. The Zone had a problem with who you was fighting. Oscar De La Hoya had a problem with who you was fighting. So it's not just the fans. Stop with the fans. Mr. Steroids, the face of boxing right now. Mr. Eat Meat with Steroids in it is the face of boxing. Ain't that a bitch? Take nothing away from Canelo. He a hell of a fighter, but all this acclaim and people acting like he don't cherry pick and he don't duck nobody. No, we gonna stop that. We gonna stop that shit. Y'all remember bullshit fights like Amir Khan, 147 Amir Khan, Zito Lopez, 147. Oh, y'all forgot about them, huh? They forgot about them, huh? What about the losses to Triple G? Which people want to deny to this day, but real boxing fans who know boxing know that Canelo lost both of them fights and they gave it to him. I don't know why. I don't know if they felt that Canelo was more marketable than, Canelo is more marketable than Triple G, so yeah, that's probably why they gave it to him. Then after Floyd whooped his ass, what's his name? Arislanda Laura come right behind him and whoop his ass, but they robbed him. They robbed Arislanda Laura. See, people try to forget that. Canelo fans try to forget that. They try to forget he fought Amir Khan at 147. They try to forget he was fighting Josito Lopez. They try to forget he had ample time to fight Demetrius Andrade. What's up with Canelo? Matter of fact, hold on. What's up with Canelo Alvarez and black fighters? You're gonna say Daniel Jacobs? Which I think Daniel Jacobs received a payday too, because you ain't heard nothing from Daniel Jacobs since he lost that fight. When I say that fights are rigged, it's not to take anything away from Canelo Alvarez's skills or his talent. After watching Mike Tyson missing rounds, I understand that fights are rigged. And I know for a fact Kovalev versus him was rigged when Kovalev leaned over into a right-hand punch that knocked him out. I believe Daniel Jacobs and his fight was rigged. I think that Daniel Jacobs probably got a little extra purse money behind the scenes for that. Not saying that Canelo can't beat Daniel Jacobs. It just looked like it was rigged to me. That's not the type of fight that Daniel Jacobs would give out. Daniel Jacobs been screaming Canelo name for years, and he went out there and didn't even show up half as himself in that fight. So I believe that fight was rigged too, and it's not me taking nothing away from him. It's just me being a conscious person and knowing this world, and I feel that Canelo, he ducked him. I mean, he staged those fights. He staged those fights. Now people get upset about it, people get mad about it, but at the end of the day, I know boxing. I've been watching it since I was 8 years old. I know that Kovalev fight ain't no way in hell he was supposed to beat. Andre Ward didn't beat Kovalev. Andre Ward couldn't beat Kovalev. Andre Ward was at 168 way before Canelo and moved up to light heavyweight and had fights at 175. Sullivan Barrera, fighters like that. But you mean to tell me a 168 pounder could come up and beat Sergey Kovalev after he defeated a young lion like Anthony Yard? He's knocked out Anthony Yard. He throwing tapping jabs. When you ever seen Kovalev throw a tapping jab? A Shane Mosley tapping jab? When you ever seen that? Because when I seen Kovalev throw jabs, he usually damn near knock people out. He was knocking Andre Ward head back with jabs. Oh, what you gonna say? Because he got older? Oh, he lost strength too. He couldn't jab right no more too because he was older. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But every time you turn around, y'all, that's all you want. That's all you hear. Oh, Floyd did this. Floyd did this. Floyd did this. He just copying Floyd. But Floyd ain't got nothing to do with this man's career. Stop comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. He'll never be Floyd Mayweather. His numbers don't add up. He never came close to nothing Floyd did. And he lost to him. The same thing with Manny Pacquiao. Stop doing that. Stay on Canelo and his bullshit. Because your favorite fighter just got out there and said he don't give a damn about what people say about who he fight. You should feel me? So he gonna continue to keep getting us lackluster fights. Now also this, I'll finna forget about this. Now, people gonna bring in, well, he did try to fight Caleb Plant. He has been trying to fight Caleb Plant. He wanna fight Caleb Plant because Canelo know he could beat Caleb Plant. I know he could beat Caleb Plant because he is a good fighter and his pressure. And Canelo has good defense and he's how can I say this? He's a good technical fighter. You know what I'm saying? He knows what's necessary to beat Caleb Plant. Out of all the 168 pounders, this is the name that he keeps calling out. If I ain't mistaken, he tried to fight Caleb Plant twice, and Caleb Plant keeps turning it down. Now, yes, this is a duck by Caleb Plant, in my opinion. Yes, this is a duck. But why is it that you constantly keep going after Caleb Plant? Is Caleb Plant the weakest link to you at 168? Because you got Benavidez, you got Saunders, even though they're saying him and Saunders is going to fight soon. We don't know. That may change too. But you keep going after Caleb Plant. That's because Canelo feels in his mind that he can beat Caleb Plant. But he won't mention a Charlo. When it comes to Andrade ain't fought nobody. Well, let him fight you in order to get a name, Canelo Alvarez. How will he ever have a good resume when a Charlo keeps saying that about Demetrius Andrade? Everybody, when it's time to fight Demetrius Andrade, who has he fought? He doesn't have money, which is a lie. He would have DAZN backing him with money. But, and like I said in this video, this is no way, you know what I'm saying, to try to a shot at Canelo, just being truthful about boxing. Stop bringing up other people's situations to try to help Canelo and his bullshit. Floyd don't have nothing to do with Canelo's career. Terrence Crawford has nothing to do with his career. Nothing to do with it. Canelo is out there giving us bullshit fights, picking and choosing who he want to fight. Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford are not sitting over there with him and going saying, hey, Canelo, why don't you fight Avni Yildirim? Floyd Mayweather and Terrence didn't call him and say that. You know, and I hate to say that it's funny, but black people don't bring up race when it comes to boxing for real. Now, you may have some ignorant ass black people that do it. I'll be lying if I say that, but majority of black people, we don't be concerned about race like that. Black people aren't racist for real. That's what people need to understand. Black people are not racist. We're not raised to hate anybody. We're not raised to hate anybody. We are raised to know who hates you. That's what we are raised. Our parents let us know that we are unaccepted by the world, but we are never raised in our house. Our parents tell us hate Mexican people, hate white people. We ain't raised like that. So it's kind of hard to understand why people have all these type of feelings towards us as black people. We don't do nothing to nobody but black people. We don't do nothing to nobody but ourselves, but we hated by every motherfucking nationality ever touched ground. Why? I don't know. But if y'all thinking I'm a hater of Canelo, just go back and watch. Just type in Canelo on my catalog of videos. Um, Daniel Jacobs fight. Before I ever watched Mike Tyson missing rounds, I was like, "Ooh, Canelo look beautiful. He looking like a orange hair Floyd out there fighting." But I didn't at the time realize that rigged fights and stuff like that exist in boxing. You can tell those fights, man. It's not hard to see which fights are rigged and not now, especially for me. When I see a big light heavyweight going out there against a 165, 168-pound Canelo Alvarez throwing pity pat jabs, when Sergey Kovalev is known for pushing people's head back with his jab, oh, that fight was rigged. I don't care what nobody say, that fight was rigged. Sergey Kovalev passed his prime. Get the fuck out of here. Man ain't passed no goddamn prime. That man got, I think Sergey Kovalev got $12 million too to fight Canelo too. 12. What opponent though you know Canelo's got $12 million? Mm-hmm. There you are. I don't tell nothing but the truth about boxing. No bias talk, no racism. No bias talk, no racism. It's a sport that I love, man. But hopefully, Canelo probably will. Ain't no hopefully. He gonna go through Yildirim and then we'll see a fight. Even though we gotta wait till May. We gotta wait till May for him to fight Saunders. So, we'll finally get to see him go out there against some competition where it's a possibility it's a 50-50 fight or he could lose. You know what I'm saying? So that's finally good. But people got to quit tripping with this Canelo shit. Don't get mad at people who get out here and blast his ass. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just black people who got channels. I just saw a white guy who had a channel. He was blasting by his cherry picking ass way. He's a cherry picker, and he's not going out there trying to be great. Canelo is a businessman. What's up, Silver? Canelo is a businessman. Floyd was a businessman. But the difference between Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez is that Floyd built his name off beating names. And it was when he first came into his career. He wasn't 27-0 when he got a big name to fight. Floyd's first fight was he was 17-0 and got a title. And not from a cherry-picked opponent, a great opponent. Yeah, that's what they say. That's how he built his name. So yeah, that's why when he got to a certain age or a certain point in boxing, that's why he was able to choose. And even when he chose, he didn't pick no damn Avni Yildirims. So how the hell can y'all even compare? Even when he got old, he wasn't fighting no damn Avni Yildirims, and Canelo's still young. I hate to see when Canelo get old. When Canelo hit Floyd age, when he lost weight, Floyd beat him when he was 30-something, 37? Some shit like that, 34, 36. Now imagine who Canelo Alvarez is gonna fight when he's 36 years old. He gonna go back down to 147 and pick somebody. See, Silverstone, I ain't even finna talk to you about no goddamn boxing. You talking about Canelo Hernandez wasn't great. What the fuck is you talking about? How Canelo Hernandez wasn't great? And that man was whooping everybody's ass for Floyd fought him. You got a light on you? Fighting Oscar left. Who the fuck? Who he fought that was? Okay. Who he fought that was his leftover? Who was Oscar De La Hoya's leftovers? I know you ain't talking about Shane Mosley, because Shane Mosley beat Oscar De La Hoya ass. And lost to Oscar and Mayweather. So that means Gennaro wasn't a good fighter? That's what you're saying? How was that Oscar's leftovers, though? The man had a whole damn title. A whole title when Floyd when he took that title when he beat Gennaro Hernandez. And then I gotta check on this Oscar shit. Okay, what about Angel Manfredi? Angel Manfredi wasn't nobody either, huh? Diego Corrales. Well, let me ask you this: how long did it take Canelo didn't become champion at the age Floyd did? Well, look, Silver Star, Silver Surfer. Even though you mentioning all that, Floyd beat Canelo ass. Floyd beat Canelo ass, and he was younger. You know what's so great about Floyd? Is that every time y'all try to compare him to somebody, everybody y'all compare him to or try to downgrade him for, he done beat him. Everybody, every time y'all try to downgrade his legacy, whatever he done did, y'all put up another fighter and he beat him. Yeah. Canelo could go out there and go beat and be a heavyweight champion of the world. But once they go and look on that box rec after 20 years from now, well, it should actually be Arizona Laura and Floyd Mayweather. But when they going back 20 years from now and they check his resume, even if he retired with only that loss, they're gonna see TBE Floyd Mayweather beat up Canelo Alvarez, and he was older, and Canelo Alvarez was younger. Yeah, that's what they all say. But people who are actually around and watch that fight, people who were actually around and watched that fight, know Canelo lost. I watched that fight. They gave him that fight off body punches. Body punches. Yeah. Even I was amazed. That was the first time I ever heard a fighter winning fights off body punches. And then came Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. He beat Andre Ward beat Kovalev off body punches. Yeah, body punches. I ain't all my years in boxing, I ain't never seen that till Canelo fought and Andre Ward fought Kovalev. Name one Canelo fought. Name one Canelo fought. What time is it? Oh, y'all. Hey, it's time for me to head back in, man. Y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like I tell y'all, man, please go to Easy Work Boxing 2, subscribe. I know it's a lot of video, ain't no videos up there for real. But that's my second channel, just in case anything happened with this channel. I could just be able to jump online. I'm trying to get to a trout. Man, get out of here, man. Trout. So just in case something happens. So y'all subscribe to Easy Work Boxing too. If you like to donate, anything will be accepted. I thank y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned. Easy Work Boxing. Gonna make more videos for y'all. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out here. I'm out.